Hello, and welcome to POMA Does, a podcast produced by the Pennsylvania Osteopathic Medical Association. We provide a voice for osteopathic medicine and share insights on issues important to osteopathic physicians, residents, and students, as well as those who embrace the osteopathic philosophy. POMA's mission is to promote the distinctive philosophy and practice of osteopathic medicine for our patients, our members, and the communities we serve. Thanks for tuning in.
Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of the POMA Does podcast series, sponsored by the Pennsylvania Osteopathic Medical Association. I'm Dr. Anthony DeMarco. I'm the Clinical Assembly Convention Chair, Family Practice in Glen Mills, Pennsylvania, and past POMA President. And joining me today is Dr. Michael Venditto, Clinical Assembly Education Program Vice Chair. Today, we're highlighting the 2024 POMA Clinical Assembly, and we have a lot of exciting things to talk about. The POMA Clinical Assembly is a perfect example of how we're meeting your needs. The Clinical Assembly offers top-notch educational content that rivals any conference in the country, with 34 credit hours offered in person or virtually, including patient safety mandated reporting and opioid credits. And I know I'm saying this over again, but this is a very important point, and I want to emphasize that everything you need is right here. POMA provides access to the content in the way in which you want it. You can come in person, enjoy the amenities of Kalahari, or you can do everything virtually. You have both options, or you can do a combination of both. What's important is that if you choose to come to Kalahari and enjoy the amenities there with your family, any credits that you might miss or any lectures that you might miss, you can go back and visit later on that month online virtually and get full credit for every lecture that you want to attend. The in-person conference also has wellness and networking opportunities to bond with your colleagues and meet people who are as committed to our profession as you are. There are daily group walks, district meals, an extensive exhibit hall, and hands-on experiences. There are also a few surprises in store. Think of Derby Day and puppies. That's all I'll say about it right now. And of course, all this is offered, as we just stated, at Kalahari, the largest indoor water park in Pennsylvania that houses an expansive arcade, mini golf course, bumper cars, and indoor theater. Your family and friends can have great times together, making memories, racing down water slides, tubing down the lazy river, or battling for the highest score in skee-ball. POMA is an all-encompassing community. We provide something for everyone, and I can't wait to make memories with you this May. Explore all that we have to offer. Important to note that prices increase April 1st. No fooling. So, with that overview, I want to reintroduce Dr. Michael Venditto, our Vice Chair of the Educational Program, because one of the most important things as we're having good times is that our quality of our lectures will rival any convention or scientific seminar medically in this country for a price that's actually cheaper per credit hour than all of the rest. And I'm really excited this year about some of the things they're doing in the educational program. So with that, Dr. Michael Venditto, can you talk about some of the educational features here?
Sure. Thank you, Dr. DeMarco. And hello, everyone. This conference this year is a bit unique because what we tried to do is to maintain a time duration of only 30 minutes for topic. Usually you go to conferences and it's an hour-long lecture. Well, you'll get the hours, but for each topic, only 30 minutes is dedicated, which means we have about twice as many topics as we normally have. Our Wednesday session was done by Dr. Craig Frankel, who did a wonderful job. It is usually cardiology and it will include topics like atrial fib, mitral regurg, and acute and chronic pericarditis. Thursday is a very interesting day. The morning session, we call it laboratory medicine, and it's what the practitioner does with positive lab results, whether they're LFTs, hepatitis studies, diabetic studies, thyroid function studies. And we were lucky enough to get David Chesner. Dr. Chesner is going to be talking to us about what happens if you happen to get a positive ANA on one of your patients. He'll also be talking about laboratory abnormalities seen with osteo problems, including rheumatoid arthritis and just degenerative joint disease. We're also very fortunate to have, in my opinion, the first time ever of the husband and wife team of Peter Peter and Deanne Biddy, both physicians that will be talking to us about adolescent drug use, ADHD, and autism spectrum. Friday session is more of a screening type of thing. We're going to be talking about screening colonoscopies, screening mammograms, screening pap smears, and pulmonary. We're talking about CT scans in smokers. These are all excellent topics that a practitioner can use. It'll also be fun to watch me as the moderator and in the introduction of the speakers fight to get our speakers off the stage because, as you may be aware, the very famous American poet Taylor Swift once said, haters want to hate, 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 and speakers want to speak, speak, speak. But I got to keep into that 30-minute schedule, so that'll be fun to watch me do. And finally, as Dr. DeMarco did mention, Saturday of the conference is Derby Day. And Dr. DeMarco and I will be donning a full horse outfit, and we're not deciding yet who's going to be the front, who's going to be the back. And wait a minute, I can't do that? Okay, I've been informed that we can't do that because of potential jokes made about the person that's in the back end of that costume. So we won't be doing that, but there will be something going on that I figure I'll find a lot of fun, and it will involve Dr. DeMarco. So, Dr. DeMarco, I'm handing it over to you again.
Thank you. I was practicing for the front, but anyway, one of the things that we're going to offer this year is a lecture by our lobbyists group, the company that we use to have influence in Harrisburg. They're going to give a lecture, for lack of a better term, how the sausage is made in Harrisburg. You know, I've been involved, and Dr. Venditto's been involved with the politics of medicine in Harrisburg for many, many decades. And even I didn't fully understand how everything works. And we want to give kind of a primer. If you wonder, you know, when you donate to POMPAC or something like that, what happens to the money? How's it used? How do they decide who to give it to? What's the thought process in going that? How does something go from a committee chair to another committee to getting voted on or to not getting voted on? Or it's a complicated process. It's not always easy. That's why we have professionals who do it. So that would be great. We're still working on getting our keynote speaker. We got a few choices, and we're going to have someone outstanding to give the keynote speaker on Wednesday morning. We're going to start that Wednesday morning off with the lobbyist lecture, also on the Michael Avalone lecture. And the keynote speaker is the Dr. Koplovitz keynote speaker lecture. So I think we have a good combination of a good time, scientific seminar, meeting all of your friends again that you may not have seen for a while, meeting many of your teachers that you have not seen for a while. If you're my age, you want to see them before they pass away. No, I'm just kidding. And again, you know, many of us have colleagues, classmates who did an allopathic residency. And POMA worked very hard in the last few years to get recognized by the AMA that our lectures are 1A credits with the AMA. So if you're a DO graduate from PCOM or LECOM or any of the places and you did an allopathic residency, you can still come and get your credits. It will count toward the credits necessary for you to stay board certified, even in the allopathic world, because we've done that work to get them recognized. I think it's one of the biggest accomplishments that we did, and I do give credit to our CEO, Diane Ewert. It was her idea. We were skeptical. I was skeptical. I didn't know whether we could do it, but they pulled it off, Diana Ewert, and with the great help of our POMA staff. And when you're there and you see all the great things that are going on, just remember the dedicated staff that POMA has and what a tireless and selfless job they do to put this on every year. If you go in person, we also have the inauguration of our next president, Dr. William Swallow, and we have the presidential banquet that night on Friday night, and that's always a great time. It's black tie optional. You know, we were under the impression last year that a lot of people said, I don't want to get dressed up anymore. I don't want to wear a tuxedo. People couldn't wait to put a tuxedo back on. Their wives and husbands couldn't wait to get dressed up again. It was a nice event, an excellent time, and I'm looking forward to it again. So with that, Dr. Venditto, is there anything else you would like to add for the good of the cause?
I think I've said everything I needed to say. I'm very pleased with the topics we're covering. It's a wide scope, and I think we have some great speakers that we were lucky to get. Some people are committed to be lecturing in different parts of the country, but we were able to get them up into the Poconos for us for that time slot. So I'm very pleased, and I look forward to seeing everyone up there at the Poconos.
And I'd like to close with anyone who's watching and anybody who wants to come to the convention, whether it's virtually or in person. I want you to remember one thing. POMA is here for you. No one else. DOs and osteopathic students are a big commodity in this state. That's why everybody wants you. Everybody wants your attention. Everybody wants you to work for them. The only organization that keeps an eye out just for you is POMA. So we're here for you. The 2024 POMA Clinical Assembly, again, offers expert faculty, all the credits that you need at a price you can't beat. We look forward to seeing you there in person at Kalahari or virtually in May. And with that, I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank Dr. Venditto for his tireless efforts, and Dr. Veit, who's also essential to this process of getting all the lectures and all the faculty on the education side. When I say that it's as good a program as any lecture series, we're not kidding. It's as good as any of them, and it's at a great price. So thank you again. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you there, and you might even see me do some emceeing there if you come. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of POMA Does. Be sure to subscribe to POMA Does wherever you listen to your podcasts, and tell your friends and colleagues to tune in. Learn more about osteopathic medicine and POMA on our webpage, www.poma.org, and join the conversation on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. Or email us at poma@poma.org. We'd love to hear from you. Join us next time for another edition of POMA Does.